Hello, this is Lais from Be Happy Now. I'm a psychic healer and an expert in past life and karma healing. And today I wanted to talk to you about how past lives can block you from manifesting the desires or the wishes you have in your life right now, whether it is finding a soulmate or being in a happy relationship, whether it's having a successful business, whether it's, having a career that fulfills you, have that promotion, more money coming in, whether it's finding that perfect, apartment or house, or if it's becoming pregnant, right? Having kids, having a family. So whatever your desire is in this life, it's there for a reason, right? We all have our passions and things that we really want to be good at and to develop. Um, so whatever it is, you have to pay attention to these impulses, to that natural curiosity you have towards certain topics, or your inner knowledge. You want to become pregnant, for example. For sure you want to find your soulmate and to get married. So, but for many of us women, we block ourselves from achieving precisely what we want, and there's many different reasons for that. Okay, so there's not just past lives. There's many different reasons that I will not go into detail today, but if you're interested, you can always drop me a message and I can outline them for you privately. Today it's all about past lives. So for those of you who believe in reincarnation, past lives, we always incarnate in a form of soul groups, right? So you have your soul group, just like here you have your family in the flesh on the earth. You also have a soul group, and sometimes your family in the flesh in this life is not even part of your soul group. And that's especially the case when you feel like, you've been the black sheep in the family. You felt like, maybe you've been adopted. That's what I always ask my parents, have I been adopted? Because I just didn't feel like I have much in common with them. So that can happen. And so when we meet people that are from our soul group, from our soul family, the instant connection is there. You feel like, you're really on the same level. There's not much you need to explain about yourself because these people just get you, right? There's this whole notion that you feel like you have met before and all these kind of things. And you have many times probably in other lives. So anyway, in these past lives, things might have happened, karma. There's unfinished business between you and one of these soul group members. Um, so, in terms of pregnancy, for example, I have worked with clients or with women who, one of them recently, for example, she had a miscarriage and she didn't, understand why it had to happen. It was very painful, and I know that for every woman, it's very painful to have miscarriages, right? Especially if you so much want to get pregnant. And so, when I did healing for her, I saw a past life where she had her little family, she had a daughter, and I think she was already a teenage kind of girl in that life. And she witnessed how her daughter was violated, raped, and then even killed. So in that life, she was obviously traumatized as a mother, and the whole family was just so traumatized about it. She brought the soul memory back into this life, and obviously then on a subconscious level, not consciously, because consciously we don't know these things, right? Subconsciously she was very tense about getting pregnant because there were all these fears of giving birth to a child that eventually might be killed or violated or suffer in any form. And so we had to heal this fear. And also on top of her fear, the baby soul that was about to come, the one that she miscarried, also was traumatized still, also had a fear of coming back into this place, onto earth, where previously it had suffered so much. So I told this client she needed to connect to that baby soul, to that girl that was her daughter in a past life, and to invite her into this life and make her feel secure, make her feel that she's safe to come back here, that nothing awful like that will happen again. So that's like one case, right? Another case I wanted to outline is like any sort of money karma. And there's so many clients right now that I'm working with that have some terrible money stories in their life, money karma. More money goes out than comes in, for example, especially for self-employed people, right? Because if you have a secure paycheck and you're earning okay, it's easier. But even then, I know lots of people who will spend more than they are earning. So for money, for example, I had this client who had money issues. She's self-employed. And so she went back into a past life where she was male and she was living in Spain and she had a brothel. And so in that life, the man forced all the women to work there. And there were around 50 women that he had exploited in that life by forcing, like most of them were forced to be there, forced to work there. And he kept all the money they made. So literally like maybe sex slaves, I don't know, right? So and all the money that came in, obviously he considered as dirty money, but it was okay in that life because that's how he made his life. That's how he earned money. It was dirty money, but he was fine with it. But so in this life, obviously the lady now she's doing all sorts of good things. She's a healer. She learned from that experience somewhat, and she wanted to bring healing now to other people. But she still had that notion of money is dirty in her subconscious mind. And so every money that came in subconsciously she actually rejected as, you know, everything is dirty money, money is dirty, I don't deserve earn money. You know, all these subconscious money stories that she brought from that past life were still in place in this life. So we had to cancel out all these thoughts, you know, from past lives, clear her subconscious mind. She knew exactly where it came from, and so she was happy to let go of that past life memory and to work on her receiving money into her life, and seeing it as just energy, not as anything negative or positive. It's just energy, it's an exchange, right? Um, so another story that I wanted to join is also another girl. She is self-employed, she's a virtual assistant, and nowadays she's helping entrepreneurial women like myself to, you know, build up their online businesses with websites, etc. And so when we worked on her past lives, she went back to a past life in UK. Now she's in the US. And she also was a male. She had a trading company and she was screwing up all her employees. And I don't know if she wasn't paying them enough or if she stole money. I don't know. But she accumulated a lot of bad karma around that time and that business, and how, you know, she was running that business and how she was harming people. And so we found out that in this life she has around, I don't remember, maybe 13, 15 soul contracts with people. And those are people that she's supposed to help now in their businesses to make more money. So she's exactly where she is supposed to be as a virtual assistant. She's helping these people, and 13 or 15 out of these people really have this soul contract with her, meaning they are meant to work together. She's meant to help them to, you know, be more successful in their businesses, helping them to make more money, which is exactly the opposite of what she was doing before, which was just, you know, taking their money. So there's amazing ways how we as souls decide to come back here and to make things right again. Every case is different. Everyone will have, you know, their specific cases of how they have to improve their karma, how to balance their karma. So it's really individual work here, right? There's like every case is different. And the same is for finding soulmates, right? If you're single, you're wanting to find your soulmate. But I've worked with so many women, they are beautiful women, but they just can't keep a man for longer than a few weeks or a few months, or they don't even meet any man. And I'm just like, how is that possible, right? But it is because many of these women, for example, in past lives, they had very spiritual lives as nuns or as priests, the male version. They made endless vows of chastity or vows of poverty that they bring forward subconsciously into this life. And so, if you were a nun, for example, or a priest, and you had a vow of chastity, then in this life, subconsciously, you might reject, you know, the any partner to come in with that energy. So again, it's so important to clear and understand what happened in those past lives, to clear, cut any vows that were made, including poverty, of course, and to be open then to meet a soulmate. And that's just one of many, many, many different cases. Of course, there's many other blocks that can be in place in terms of attracting a soulmate, but you know, vows of chastity is one of them. And let me see, also fears. If you have like really terrible fears in this life, even panic attacks, and you don't know where they're coming from. I had a client, she recently developed panic attacks 1 year ago. They came out of nowhere. She started hearing Indonesian words in her head, and she's Italian. She's never been to Indonesia. She never learned Indonesian yet. When she Googled those words, it all came out, it was Indonesian. And so She freaked out, developed these panic attacks. She had to go and see a psychiatrist for a year, and that didn't help at all. I mean, of course, it might have helped in some extent, but the panic attacks just didn't go away until she came to see me for a past life regression. And she saw herself in a life in Indonesia. She was a monk, and in that life there was this eruption of a volcano that killed like everyone that was dear to her. And I don't know why. Suddenly, this trauma just came back to her on a soul level, and she started remembering things by uttering those Indonesian words. And the panic attacks came as a result. So what she understood what happened, and that the souls are fine because on the soul level we never die, right? Even though everyone died in that life, they're all still here as a soul in another life. And then panic attacks were gone completely. She was completely fine, after that session. And there's many other stories that I could share about fears in this life and where they come from in past lives. So if you have any questions around that, feel free to message me or email me. So anyway, what I'm trying to say here is all these past lives might be in the way of you manifesting what you want right now in your life. Okay, so this is why I have teamed up with Tamer Gale. It's a shaman priestess, and she focuses on other beautiful things in order to unblock you to manifest, such as womb healing that she will talk more about. And we have this 5-day Manifesting Mavens intensive program coming up, and that's online. It's 5 days with lots of video content every day and lots of prompts in the private Facebook group. There will be lots of, unblocking of stuck energies. I will do past life exercises for you to understand what happened in past lives and to heal those blocks. And Tamer will focus on the womb healing, on the feminine energy. And every day has a different topic. And you can follow the link below to see exactly how each day is structured. And we start on August 21st until August 25th. And even if you can't be there live in the evenings, all videos are recorded. You can watch a replay, no problem. If you have any questions around the program or anything else about past lives, feel free to email me. I'm more than happy to connect with you and have a free chat. So lots of love. Bye, bye, bye.